Hey, so I'm back for like the third time today, but it's currently 102 degrees out, so I can only do so much. Like, it's actually fucking hot. So I'm gonna do another good session, and we'll see how long I last. But we're getting there, little bit by bit. This will probably be the last one for today, because again, it's just way too hot for this. Uh, but I feel I'm gonna get rid of this section right here. Yeah, definitely gonna get rid of this, and I'll just come back to that later. We're gonna get rid of that because I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth into this. Okay. Holy shit, it's so fucking hot. Okay. Just give me a second. I need to actually read this again. Okay. All right. I think that's fine as is. We can adjust things as we go. So far, this is not looking that bad. At least to my standards, it's not that bad. Okay. Let's see. I want to go with this next section. Okay. While I was cooling off earlier, I was doing some note taking, so I am going to change the little that section I had about Arcade and Nero. Okay, so we can kind of transition into Tsukihime now. We're not going to go that in depth into Tsukihime and Melty Blood. We'll, because oh god, if we do that, this will be a long ass fucking video. I'm running on 3 pages. Yeah, it's funny, but again, this is not. It's gonna be centered. Like I'm only like to briefly mention her. Oh, shit. It's a word I want to use. It's a word I want to use. Oh. We'll use this for now. We're definitely gonna change that later. I think a placeholder. Okay. No, alright, so this is what we'll do. God damn it. Okay, this is where the rabbit hole opens up. Makihisa is a very she's a complex character in her own right. She summons him back for a plethora of reasons. One, because she's a fucking weirdo. Second of all, just to keep it's alright, just to keep an eye on him. There we go. I'll write the bad word, which include oh my god. I can't believe I'm writing that right now. Chiku longing, but mostly to keep him in her presence. In her watchful eye. Oh my god. Nazu back then was yeah, he was funny. Okay. Okay. I can't believe I just wrote that. I can't believe I actually just wrote that. Whatever. But she remains throughout. I was just briefly going into that. Like I will adjust that. Okay, but again, like we don't really need to go with that in depth in that. We're gonna have to just go over this whole entire section just to adjust things. But so right now we're just we're gonna roughly do this because there's a lot of information, some redundant, some we don't need. like this, like that. I don't need that right there, but that's just for me. But I'll definitely go over this section later. Right. Let's bear with me. So up there, I'm gonna get rid of the arcuate and narrow section, and I'm gonna bring it down here. Yeah. Right. What makes a subject like this so difficult is there's so much information that you have to take into consideration. So I'm gonna use a fun word here. Fragile veneer. I can fucking spell. All right, now we can actually reference what I was trying to go with earlier. All right, so again, the whole arcuate and narrow aspect, which I have to go back up and let me actually get rid of it right now. Okay, so we don't. I'll go into a little bit more detail down here now. Currently 102 degrees outside. You have no reason to be outside. Do not be outside. All right. This is just gonna be on repeat. Just give me 1 second to actually change this. We'll go back to Raccoon City. Pretty soon I have to go back to Raccoon City because RE9. I actually didn't even watch the trailer yet. Just lack of interest, and I've just been too damn busy. Like these scripts take a long ass time to actually write. Okay. Now that I think about it, Shion is very lucky she survived their encounter. Well, Shion specifically. Holy shit. But then again, her afterlight is busted. I'll never forget when I actually read that. I'm like, wait, what? He did this, and you made your central nervous system out of etherlight to recover? Holy shit, that's actually busted. Story for another day, though. Um. No. Not yet. No, no, we are not going to do that. Not this time. No, no, we can't. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that. Our Arcoid works on a different fucking plane. Plowed into see the line. Yeah. So he did literally try to kill her. It's just again, Arquade is busted, very very busted. So let me read that out loud. He is successful in dismembering her into numerous pieces. Nanaya, please. Success fuel. Yikes. So this situation is kind of weird because she was pretty pissed off because yeah, she was putting herself back together was pretty painful, but she gained more interest in who actually did this to her. So her rage subsided. But yeah, like she was pretty pissed. I don't like she literally caught her off guard. Like you can't deny she can't deny that. Okay, so that's fine. People right above me screaming. I needed to indeed. Okay. I was gonna go into a little bit more detail about it, but that's enough detail in my honest opinion. Okay. I know this is gonna probably tick off people, but I'm not gonna write Nero's name verbatim because that's just gonna make me annoyed because I know I'm just gonna misspell it. Here's how it is. NBNRBN Oh my god. Oh, why is this so annoying? So there we go. We did it. But I'm just gonna be referring to him as Nero throughout this whole entire section. So again, this is one of those situations where this is gonna be a losing encounter for Tohno because Nero's busted. He's the type of enemy you have. He's the type of enemy that relies on his gimmick. Like you have to kill every single one of his beasts to effectively kill him. So yeah, Tohno was not going to survive this. No, he wasn't going to survive this encounter. He just wasn't. Like some of the enemies in Tsukihime, they're oddly specific in the way you have to kill them. Like Nero being a perfect example. CL not a villain, but she's practically immortal because of Roa. Roa is busted. You have to literally just poke him you have to just completely destroy his entire existence, which you do by just poking the point. But yeah, because Roa is busted just because he can just keep on resurrecting himself over and over and over again. But yeah, characters in Tsukihime, you have to be oddly specific when you're killing them. Also, again, as usual, do not drink unless you're an adult. How do I want to write this? Okay. He was not gonna survive this. Let's see this. Don't request me to do an Akiha video. I will tear this bitch apart. So Akiha, this relationship that you have with Tohno is kind of suspect. I know you guys aren't really siblings, but holy shit, you're kind of crazy. When Tohno faces imminent defeat, I just noticed that Tohno faces. Always proofread your narratives. For God's sakes, please proofread it. Yeah, it's lethal precision at the end of the day. We don't even need to go that crazy into detail about it. Anya with lethal precision and with okay, that's enough. We can talk about Melty Blood now because we gotta Tatsuri Nanaya and this Nanaya are, well, they're technically the same, but they're not the same. But let me actually read this. Oh my god, I actually wrote that. I actually wrote that. Holy fuck, I actually wrote that. Okay, I'm gonna read this section with a straight. I'm gonna try to read it with a straight face because of the longing part. But the body remembers, the instincts remain. When he fights, something awakens, something precise, cold, effortless. After the death of her father, Akiya inherits the burden of the Tohno family. She summons Tohno back into the Tohno manor. I'm sorry, this sounds so stupid, but it makes things a lot easier. She summons Tohno back into the Tohno manor. She does this for many reasons, which include longing, but mostly to keep him in her watchful eye, which he remains throughout each story arc. In the stories of Tsukihime and Melty Blood, Tohno becomes more aware of his true nature. There is no mental shield to hide behind. Each time he feels the desire to kill, he knows it's him. This is the real tragedy. He isn't being controlled. He is fighting his own nature. Tohno's internal battle manifests most clearly in the moments when the Nanaya persona breaks through the fragile veneer of his constructed self. One of the most brutal moments of this occurring was the encounter with Arcade Brunstad and Tsukihime. Under immense psychological pressure, Tohno's instincts flare upon seeing Arcade. Thanks to the mystic eyes of depth perception, it allowed him to see the lines associated to Arcade's life. This vision also triggers the dormant Nanaya persona to awaken. At this moment, Nanaya takes over and attempts to kill Arcade. He is successful in dismembering her into numerous pieces. While not outright killing her, he is successful in effectively immobilizing her for a period, which forced her to painfully put herself back together again, thus gaining the ire and interest in the person who armed her. Thus gaining interest. Give me a second. Thus gaining the ire and interest. Thus piquing her interest. wouldn't be the first time, Arcade. It would not be the first time you've been caught off guard. But then again, we give you a pass for the whole Roa Rose situation, thus piquing her interest because someone was able to catch her off guard and harm her. Later, Nanya returns again during a critical moment involving Nero Chaos. In a grueling encounter with Nero, Tohno's defeat was all but certain. To effectively kill Nero, all of his beasts must be destroyed. When Tohno faces imminent defeat, Nanya takes control of him. Nanya, with lethal precision and without relative ease, destroys all of Nero's beasts and kills him. Okay, now Melty Blood. Melty Blood's pretty self-explanatory. He's given a form because Wallachi is funny. God damn it, it's been a bit, actually. Oh my god. I really wrote peeking as P-E-E-K-I-N-G. Oh my god. I don't use peeking often. Let me read this again. But the body remembers, the instincts remain. When he fights, something awakens, something precise, cold, effortless. After the death of her father, Akiha inherits the burden of the Tohno family. I don't need to put that. She summons Tohno back into the Tohno. Yeah. Speak of the devil, those two right there, especially Kawaku. Yeah, holy fuck. Akia's dad. Holy fuck. Okay, removing everyone from the manor besides herself and her two maids, Hisui and Kahaku. She summons Tohno back into the Tohno manor. She does this for many reasons, which include longing. Excuse me. Longing for him, but mostly to keep him under her watchful eye. Which he remains throughout each story arc. In the stories of Tsukihime and Melty Blood, Tohno becomes more aware of his true nature. There's no mental shield to hide behind. Each time he feels that desire to kill, he knows it's him. This is the real tragedy. He isn't being controlled. He is fighting his own nature. Tohno's infernal battle. God damn, infernal. Yikes. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Earlier, sorry. Tohno's internal battle manifests most clearly in the moments when the Nanya persona breaks through the fragile veneer of his constructed self. One of the most brutal moments of this occurring was the encounter with Arcade Brunstad and Tsukihime. Under immense psychological pressure, Tohno's instincts flare upon seeing Arcade. Thanks to the mystic eyes of depth perception, it allowed him to see the lines associated to Arcade's life. But this vision also triggers the dormant Nanya persona to awaken. At that moment, Nanya takes over and attempts to kill Arcade. He is successful in dismembering her into numerous pieces. While not outright killing her, he is successful in effectively immobilizing her for a period, which forced her to painfully put herself back together again, thus piquing her interest because someone was able to catch her off guard and harm her. We don't really need to go into that much detail, but again, it's like she was legitimately caught off guard, and it did take her a while to actually put herself back together again. So the damage was done. It was a lot of damage, but we don't need to really go that much. He physically harmed her, so that's fine. Later, Nanaya returns during a critical moment involving Nero Chaos. In a grueling encounter with Nero, Tohno's defeat was all but certain. To effectively kill Nero, all of his beasts must be destroyed. When Tohno faces imminent God. When Tohno faces imminent defeat, Nanaya takes control of him. Nanaya, with lethal precision and with relative ease, destroys all Nero's beasts and kills him. Okay, Melty Blood. Melty Blood, Melty Blood, Melty Blood. Melty Blood's funny because legitimately using actors again as an example, that whole right side of that screen, the evil characters are all just Tatsuri, besides Miyako. Literally besides Miyako. It's duality. Like hearing Nanaya. It's more tangible, yeah. A more tangible presence. Yeah, Tatsuri. It's Walacha in general is just based off of his power is busted because Tatsuri, they gain form from rumors. So he was given form by a rumor of a killer roaming the streets, pretty much. I think what would make things a little bit easier. I'm just thinking aloud. Just give me a moment. Because there's no issue. It's just we just have to clarify that yes, this one is him, but it's not him at the same time because you can kill him, but he's still gonna exist within Tohno. So it's like, oh, all right, I'm just giving physical form. All right, whatever. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, back to sleep I go. So that's what it is. It's like you can kill him, but he's not dead because for him to die, Tohno has to die. And just to strengthen that, he even calls it out. It's like, why did someone bring me? Why am I here right now? When he manifests in his Tatsuri form, because Tatsuri's funny because all the Tatsuri guys, they're self-aware. It's like they don't have different personalities. They're themselves as their normal selves would be. Oh, that's so confusing. It's not confusing. It's just hard to explain. Their personalities are intact they're given the Tatsuri manifests the rumor of said character, but their personalities are intact. So him getting a Tatsuri form with his own personality there, he knows he's just a repressed persona inside of Tohno, and it's like, oh, I'm technically dead. Why am I given form in this flesh right now? Okay, whoever brought me here is gonna die. That's literally how it turns out to be. I know it's hard to explain, but that's pretty much what it is. Okay. I know I spelled that wrong. I know. I am tired. Okay, holy shit. That took me a bit. So in a sense, he is a paradox. While he is the Nanaya persona within Tohno given form, he still exists dormant within Tohno. There we go. That's the simplest way we can describe it. Sure, he's given a body. His personality is in that body, but he's still inside of Tohno. So technically, there's two of them. Okay, holy shit. All right, so again, I did mention that I'll use Acadenza here just to give examples of certain encounters, just because Acadenza, I feel is, I feel it's a little bit better of getting actual characterization of people because it's not nerfed like how they are in Actress Again, because Actress Again is more neutered in a sense. In Acadenza, they were just, God, they just were going in. Okay, we're giving an example of this. So, notable. yeah, it's mostly just Tohno's like, yeah, okay, this is like me looking in a bad mirror or some shit like that. I don't play Tohno. I don't. I play Nanaya though, but I don't play Tohno. But I do remember him like mentioning, yes, like looking in the mirror, fighting myself. Um, One thing I do hate about at least Actress Again, with the current version of Actress Again we got 107, some of Nania's quotes just aren't there. Like you just skip the question mark. No idea why. Sorry. Let's see. He definitely has one with Coma. Oh, especially Coma. That's some like that's some high level beef. Like his beef is with Coma. Who the fuck? Okay. Yeah, like, this is funny because yeah, he does hold resentment towards him. Both him and Tohno hold resentment towards Coma, but Nanya's like, yeah, I just want to fight and just kill you. Oh yeah, you killed my clan, but all right, whatever. I just want to kill you. Just which he they have their various encounters with each other. I won't mention White Land because that's digging into God. That's some weird ass territory right there. But we'll use three examples. Um, what the fuck? How long have I been streaming this for? An hour? Okay, that's good. Okay, we won't use White Line, but there's some other shenanigans at play with those two right there. But we won't dig down that rabbit hole. But we will mention his encounter with Vyakia though, because that's a funny encounter right there. Okay. V. Okay, so this is kind of this one's weird because as people know, they're not really siblings, but Akia will refer to Tohno as Nissan. But this is not in the same light for Nanaya, even though Nanaya is technically Tohno, is just he's not my brother. You're just a guy that looks like him that's in his body right now. Okay, I got this. which is not. I mean, we'll get to that in a moment, which is for Nanaya. Again, it's a situation where, oh, you look like him, that's his body, but you're not him. So I can kill you now, but by killing him, you just killed his body. So it's like, okay, Akia, all right, sure, whatever. But this is Tatsuri Nanaya, so it doesn't really. I guess it doesn't count. So do I have to say that? Oh damn it! I'm gonna say it. She's bloodlusted and deranged, kind of, sort of. Yes, she's more bloodlusted. Yeah, so it's the best way to describe it is, yeah, Koma is an enemy for both of them, but he's more so Nanaya's enemy, while Roa is for Tohno. So while Akia views Tohno as her brother, she doesn't share the same opinion for Nanaya. She will refer to him as Shiki and not as Nissan, even though Nanaya is Tohno in a sense. In her Remillion form, Akia is more bloodlusted and somewhat deranged. She outright states she will kill him and it would satisfy her to do so, to which Nanaya gleefully approves. Alright, I'm gonna word this. I'm gonna word this a little bit better. Simply. It's a funny situation. It really is funny because again, like he won't die. You just killed him, but he's like, all right, whatever. I'm back to doing what I was doing, or I was enjoying being dead. It represents. Instead, it represents temporary. Instead, it represents a temporary externalization of. There we go. That repressed identity. And it's mostly it's like the Ryu thing. A way a way for the internal conflict with an internal conflict to manifest visibly but not permanently. Because once Wallachia is gone, they disappear. It's again, it's like with the whole Shion. It's like the Shion thing as well. It's like, okay, um, Shion's weird actually. It's Wallachia turned you into he turned you into a vampire. So in a sense, you're technically a familiar, sort of, in a way. But once Wallachia goes, you're still around. So it's like, okay, so we really didn't go into a lot of detail with that, but it's like, all right, sure, like if to be Shion Tatori goes away, that's fine, but the vampiric nature of Shion is still going to exist in her because Shion's a vampire. So it's like, okay, this is just a minor inconvenience. The methods of my death were greatly exaggerated. Okay, we're digging way too deep into this. All right, let's just read this. How long have this show is for? An hour and 5 minutes? Okay, that's fine. Damn, holy fuck. But the body remembers, the instincts remain. When he fights, something awakens, something precise, cold, effortless. After the death of her father, Akiya inherits the burden of the Tohno family, removing everyone from the manor besides herself and her two maids, Hisui and Kawaku. She summons Tohno back into the Tohno manor. She does this for many reasons, which include longing for him, but mostly to keep him under her watchful eye. And she misses him, which he remains throughout each story arc. Excuse me. In the stories of Tsukihime and Melty, Tohno becomes more aware of his true nature. There is no mental shield to hide behind. Each time he feels that desire to kill, he knows it's him. This is the real tragedy. He isn't being controlled. He is fighting his own nature. Tohno's internal battle manifests most clearly in the moments when the Nanaya persona breaks through the fragile veneer of his constructed self. One of the most brutal moments of this occurring was the encounter with Arcade Runestud in Tsukihime. Under immense psychological pressure, Tohno's instincts flare upon seeing Arcade. Thanks to the mystic eyes of depth perception, it allowed him to see the lines associated to Arcade's life. But this vision also triggers the dormant Nanaya persona to awaken. At this moment, Nanaya takes over and attempts to kill Arcade. He is successful in dismembering her into numerous pieces. While not outright killing her, he is successful in effectively immobilizing her for a period, which forced her to painfully put herself back together again, thus piquing her interest because someone was able to catch her off guard and physically harm her. Later, Nanaya returns during a critical moment involving Nero Chaos. In a grueling encounter with Nero, Tohno's defeat was all but certain. To effectively kill Nero, all of his beasts must be destroyed. When Tohno faces imminent defeat, Nanaya takes control of him. Nanaya, with lethal precision and with relative ease, destroys all Nero's beasts and kills him. Melty deepens this duality by giving Nanaya a more tangible presence through the Tatsuri Nanaya form, a physical manifestation born from a rumor of a killer roaming the streets. Tatsuri Nanaya is unique. He is not merely a split personality or psychological state, but an independent entity. Importantly, Tatsuri Nanaya's destruction or defeat doesn't eradicate the dormant Nanaya within Tohno. Instead, it represents a temporary externalization of that repressed identity. a way for the internal conflict to manifest visibly but not permanently. He can interact with other characters on his own terms. He's walking the word as the word. He's walking the world as a separate entity with his own agency. Notable interactions with other characters. Tohno himself. While Tohno and Nanaya don't interact with each other via story mode, they do share win quotes with each other. Koma. While Nanaya holds interest in resentment towards Koma. More so, he wants to fight and kill him, loosely for the destruction of his clan, but more so personal interest. Koma is seen as both an enemy for Tohno and Nanaya, but more so Nanaya, via Akiya. While Akiya views Tohno as her brother, she doesn't share the same opinion for Nanaya. She will refer to him as Shiki and not as Nisan, even though Nanaya is Tohno in a sense. In her familiar form, Akiya is more bloodlust and somewhat deranged. She outright states that she will kill him. She will kill him. While in this form, she outright states she will kill him, and it would satisfy her to do so. To which Nanaya gleefully approves of her doing so. Like that man is ecstatic. He's like, oh shit, I have a sister who actually knows what's up. Let's do this. Let's hold nothing back. We don't keep anything from each other. Okay. All right. We've gone into a lot of detail about everything. Again, I apologize for the separate streams. I couldn't do this in one setting because the high today was 102 degrees and they had not turned on our AC. So I should be done with this tomorrow. I will try to get this out in the next couple of days, but I do have to actually get back to my other scripts that I have to write. I was just focusing on this for the past couple of days, but yeah, this should be done in regards to script writing by tomorrow. So tomorrow when I get up, have the day off, I will do the Golden Sun one because I actually need to finish that one up. No, I actually need to start that one. Then I'll come back and do this one. Besides that, good shit. And I will see people tomorrow. Have a good one and see y'all later. We out. Bye-bye.